African Americans are telling me in my comments, because I'm not from here, I don't have the right to speak about them. I've heard too many times that African Americans believe that we Africans look down upon them when we come to this country, that we think we're better than them. It's false.
Yes, so according to this, our brother Frank, some African Americans think that because he wasn't born in America, he doesn't have the right to speak about them, their issues, their pains. And not only that, even some African Americans think that Africans who move to America look down upon them. There could be a reason for that. Because if you move from Africa to America, you need to understand the pain, or before you want to speak about issues concerning about our black brothers and sisters, you need to understand their history, their pains, their suffering before you can speak about it. Because this brother who is speaking like this, I'm going to show you a video when he's talking about the KKK treatment to our people. And then you will now understand why some African Americans think like that. But before I do that, please, as usual, I'm calling on you to support our mission, One Africa Mission. We are missionaries, we are Africans, and our mission is all about the unity of Africa and our dignity as a people. Whether you are in America, in India, in Asia, in Europe, wherever, in China, as long as you are a melanated person, you will never have your dignity until the continent of Africa regain back her dignity. How can Africa regain back her dignity? Is by uniting and becoming strong. That is why our mission is all about. Our mission is all about the unity of Africa and our collective dignity as a melanated race. So please, if you want to handle a dignified Africa to the next generation of Africans, then let's fight to unite the continent of Africa. So support our mission. How do you support us? Is by sharing what we are doing, if you appreciate it, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe, share, pass your comments. That is the only support we are expecting or we want from you. So please let us all bring our collective energies together to handle a dignified Africa to the next generation of Africans. I thank you very much. So let's go and listen to Brother Frank, what he's saying about the KKK treatment of our people, and then you will now understand why some African Americans think that if you are African and you move to America, just shut up if you don't understand their pains. Let's listen to him, come back, and then analyze it.
The KKK, aren't they part of the white supremacy group?
I've been to their headquarters when I used to work in Shelton, and I've gone on their website. They simply said that they believe that white should remain white. They don't want to mix their race, and therefore they don't encourage interracial marriage. They want to, just like the Koreans are doing today, just like the Japanese and the Chinese and Indians all over. They don't affect anybody's life. What I'm trying to say is this: there are Asians who live Asians live in America. They're not white. We never find them on television crying that their business is not working well because of white supremacists. Middle Eastern people live in America. They're not white. Why is it that the white supremacists only affect black people and not the others who are not white?
So white supremacists don't go out and terror people. White supremacists don't go and lynch people. White supremacists don't go out and threaten people.
KKK Americans did lynch people in the South during the slavery. KKK burned torches on people's lawns because they don't want you to be in their neighborhoods. I would describe it that way. A group of people did that. It's true.
Okay.
Yeah, but why do you keep saying white supremacist? So let me ask, maybe it's a grammar. When you say white supremacist, what do you mean?
A group of people who believe that they are superior than any other race.
So what does it mean when you repeat it, this white supremacist? What does it mean?
That's a good point.
Yes, so listening to you, my brother, it tells me reason why our brothers and sisters doesn't want some of you to be speaking for them. Some of you who just moved from Africa to America 30 years ago, 15 years ago, you moved there, and then you think you know more about them than they know about themselves. They have been there for 400 years, catching hell. You just moved there, according to you, 32 years ago, and then you think the KKK does not affect anybody.
The KKK, aren't they part of the white supremacy group?
I've been to their headquarters when I used to work in Shelton, and I've gone on their website. They simply said that they believe that white should remain white. They don't want to mix their race, and therefore they don't encourage interracial marriage. They want to, just like the Koreans are doing today, just like the Japanese and the Chinese and Indians all over. They don't affect anybody's life. What I'm trying...
According to you, he said the KKK doesn't affect nobody. That is a lie. The KKK affects our brothers and the KKK was formed purposely to denigrate, our people, to lynch them, and then you admit that. So what is it? What is this thing that you try to make the KK look like some innocent group who are only protecting their race? No. The KKK is a hate group, and their hate is not for everybody. They don't hate the Asians. They don't even care about them. They don't care about them. All that their focus is on black people. And then you know that. Or if you don't know, then we are telling you. So there's a reason why the black Americans are telling people like you not to speak for them. Because you just moved from Africa to America 30 years ago. And today you think that you know more, or you can speak more about them who have been there for 400 years. And everything that you are saying, it's not true. It's not true. You claim that, why is it that it is only black people who are complaining about white races, white supremacists affecting their businesses? How come the Asians are not complaining about that? How come the Koreans are not complaining about that? Because the Koreans are not white supremacy targets. White supremacy they are not scared of the Koreans, but they are scared of the black African Americans because they know historically what they have done to them. Think, my brother, use your common sense. They know historically what they have done to them, and deep inside they are feeling that guilt. They have that guilt deep inside. So they think that if we don't act, or if we don't continue to maintain our supremacy over them, then as time to come, this is what they will, maybe they may do the same thing that way. But the reality is that we are not like that. But the way we think, they don't think like that. So do not say that there is black people. Do not try to put blame on black people for complaining and saying white supremacy is always targeting them. It's a fact. It's true. Have you forgotten Tulsa, Oklahoma? Or you don't know? You don't know Tulsa, Oklahoma, when our ancestors in the early 90s have their own Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street, our ancestors had it. Businesses was booming in their communities. What did the American racist government do? They went and destroyed it. They went and destroyed it. That was Black Wall Street. They went and destroyed it. They never destroyed any Asian community in America. They never destroyed any Indian community in America. They never destroyed no community in America, but they always target the black people. So do not put the blame on our African Americans. Try to put the blame and try to make it look like the KKK are some innocent organization. No, if you don't know, as I said, you should have the same time that you got to go and then learn about the KKK, that you can speak like this. You should have the same time to go and learn about your own people. And then you will understand. Some of you people just move from Africa to America 10 years, 15 years, and then you can slang, and then you now think that you know more about them who have been there for 400 years catching hell. Look, you have that opportunity to move to America purposely because these so-called black Americans that you think that they should not be complaining about their suffering, because of the suffering and the blood they share for you to have that opportunity. Malcolm X had to take bullet for you to have this opportunity. Dr. King had to take bullet for you to have this kind of opportunity. Many of our people took bullet so that you from Africa, you can have the opportunity to go to America. And then you go there today and you are speaking like this. You are talking like this, and then you think they don't have the right to tell you to shut up. The reality is that if you do not know, then don't talk. And if you want to talk, try to know before you talk. You just moved there recently, less than just 30 years ago. So you cannot know more than they do. So as I said, please, there's a reason why they are telling some of you to be quiet. If you don't have nothing to add to them, then do not add pains to their suffering. They have suffered enough. Our brothers and sisters in America have suffered enough, psychologically, mentally. They have been through a lot. For you to have the opportunity to travel from Ghana to America and be living freely, they never got that opportunity. They had to fight for every single right. They had to fight for every single thing. Today, you can call yourself an American citizen because the other day I saw one of your videos. You're talking about how American passport, for them, they were denying all that. They had to fight. They had to die for you to have that opportunity. So today, do not tell them that the KKK is not a white supremacy group. Yes, they are. And their target is not everybody. Their target is the black community, the black people, black Americans. That is their target. So don't put blame on our people. You admitted that white people or the KKK, they used to lynch people in the South. Look at how you make it look like, you make it sound as if they did not just lynch anybody. And this is what you should understand why black people are complaining and Asians are not. The KKK never lynched no Asian. The KKK they were not lynching anybody but the black people, black Americans that you think that they shouldn't be complaining. They were the people. So that history, that psychology, that history is still part of them. Because we live by the past, we don't live by the future. Everything that we are doing today is because of what happened to us in the past. Whatever decisions that we are taking today, whatever thing that we are doing today, we will live by it tomorrow. So when you see black Americans complaining, it is because of their past, what they have been through. You did not go through the same thing. You just had the opportunity. You just heard that America is a promised land. What makes it the promised land? You just heard that in America, you can live your dream. Who suffered for you to have that opportunity to go and live your dream in America? It is the black people, the black Americans. They built that country. So they built it, and the Koreans saw the opportunity. They built it, the Asians saw the opportunity, and the Asians now moved there to enjoy what the black Americans built. And then you think the black Americans doesn't have the right to complain or to talk about the suffering of their past and what they are still the hell they are still going through today. There's nothing different between the KKK that were admitted were lynching people in the South than the police today. Tell me, when was the last time you hear police in America lynch or police in America assassinate or any Asian person? Tell me when was the last time. But we all know day in and day out what the police are doing to black Americans. This is their experience. This is their experience. The police in America, they are just like the KKK. The KKK was targeting black Americans. The police are targeting black Americans as we speak today. The police are not targeting no Asians. So when you see black Americans complaining about what is happening to them, as I said, if you don't have anything good to add to them, then do not add insult to their injury. Do not add insult to their injury. They have suffered enough. And then we're sick and tired of some of you Africans who just moved to America just yesterday, and then you are acting as if like you know more than the black Americans. You know their pains more than them. After they suffered, after they shed their blood for you to have this opportunity, you got the opportunity. Instead of you to say thank you to them, you're trying to put blame on them for complaining for what is happening to them. Because you had the opportunity to go there. They had to suffer. There is no single American family that did not have an experience of being their cousin, their brother, their whatever, their family member being lynched or being killed by the KKK or the police. The police in America are nothing but the KKK. So my brother, please, we're begging some of you, if you don't have nothing to say about our people, please do not add injury. Do not add insult to their injury. They have suffered enough. Black Americans have suffered enough. And all that we can do is to at least help or support them. All this slang that you talking like this, if you could have used that and then speak for them, it will help. Rather than saying the KKK are not, they don't affect nobody. How can a black person speak like this? Do you know the history of the KKK? They don't affect anybody? Is that what you are telling us? That is a lie. That is a lie. That is not true. The KKK they affected the black people in America for far too long. The lynching. When they were lynching, they were not lynching no Koreans. They were not lynching no Arabians. They were not lynching anybody but the black Americans. And that fear, they still have it. They still have it. That is why the black community is always their target. As I said, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, look at what they did to our businesses. Look at what they did to our businesses. And then you think that did not affect black people? What they did to our people in Tulsa, Oklahoma, you think people today, they are not suffering from what they did to them almost 100 years ago? You think our ancestors, our brothers and sisters today are not suffering from what happened to their parents their grandparents 100 years ago. They're still suffering from that, because if that community was allowed to continue to grow as they were growing, today we would have had billionaires in America who ancestors passed that businesses to them. We would have had businesses in America who ancestors passed that businesses to them from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and they would have been billionaires. But they cut it down. Why? Because it was a black community. They did not do that to any Asian community. They have never done that to any Arabian community in America, in East Indian. They never did that to anybody but black people. So when black people are complaining about what they are experiencing in America, as an African who moved to America, if you do not understand, then shut up. Shut up. If you cannot speak in favor of them, then you shut up. Do not make it look like they are complaining because they are weak. They are complaining because of the experience that they have been through. At that time, they were going through that. You were in Africa. So if you're not happy hearing them complain, then go back to Africa. That is where you come from. They are Americans, and they understand their pains and their suffering, their misery. I thank you very much for coming around. Please, if you appreciate what we are doing here in One Africa Mission, our mission is all about our dignity, our collective dignity as a black race. And then we believe that we can only regain back our dignity when we unite the continent of Africa. That is why we create One Africa Mission. So our mission is all about the unity of Africa and our dignity as a race. If you appreciate what we are doing, please then support our mission. How do you support us? Share what we are doing. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please help us to take our YouTube channel to 10K before the end of this year. We appreciate those of you who are supporting us. We really appreciate. We say thank you to all of you. And for those of you who haven't really taken time out of your busy schedules to support us, please do that. Let us all together handle a better Africa to the next generation of Africans. If Africa is better, if Africa is strong, if Africa has dignity, then the global race, the black melanated race all over the world, we will all have our dignity. So whether you are in the Caribbean, in America, in Europe, if you want a dignified melanated race, then support our mission. Let us fight for a united, dignified black race. I thank you very much.
The KKK, aren't they part of the white supremacy group?
I've been to their headquarters when I used to work in Shelton, and I've gone on their website. They simply said that they believe that white should remain white. They don't want to mix their race, and therefore they don't encourage interracial marriage. They want to, just like the Koreans are doing today, just like the Japanese and the Chinese and Indians all over. They don't affect anybody's life. What I'm trying